Hi everybody, I'm Michele Armstrong. I'm Head of Volunteering at the Auckland Project. The Auckland Project is based in a small town in the north of England called Bishop Auckland. Small town, big ideas, big aspirations, it is the home of the Prince Bishops, which is where our story sort of starts. I've got a long established career in the voluntary sector, more years than I care to remember at the moment. You know, what we were using, that good old spreadsheet that's number one that's come up there, spreadsheets, paper-based application forms. We then had also the volunteer information was stored and tagged onto our HR system, and that wasn't right at all because it skewed the HR system and it was difficult to extract information. When we did extract information, we had to have a bespoke pivoted tabled spreadsheet that, of course, if it went wrong, there was only one person in the organization who knew what it was because he wrote it. So it was a very mismatched situation that we had. The challenges I faced using the previous system was definitely recording volunteer hours. That was almost a cottage industry because the supervisors, particularly within our visitor attractions, you know, the volunteers would fill in sort of sheets, they'd sign in, they'd sign out, and then they would be extracted and put onto you know, the system, and it was just, oh my god, you know, when I say system, I mean, you know, a spreadsheet or the cascade system. It was just a nightmare, and it was a cottage industry, and it was taking up lots of people's time. Key pain points: it was really hard work and a lot of, you know, following up with people. It was inefficient and definitely subject to error as well. So, you know, there was a lot of reasons to look at something different. In terms of the software journey, so yeah, I spoke to a lot of people. There was various people, as I say, luckily I'd spoken to people before lockdown and then followed it up, but peer referrals and insights was definitely something. And some people said, yeah, we use Better Impact, but we don't necessarily use all the things, but what we do use really, you know, makes a huge difference to us. The options are discussed through networks such as the Heritage Volunteering Group that we have, and as I say, you know, the local BMISH and other organisations locally had the product. Do read software reviews. It is interesting, you know, and I always say, I mean, I'm a big advocate of Better Impact, but I always do say, of course, other software options are available, which is a small print. And you know, as I say, the Better Impact's website I found amazing. The tutorials, the sort of guiding you through that, as I say, that free trial, signed up for the trial, that really meant a huge, and a little tip, Daniel's very accommodating, and I did actually need a bit of an extension while I persuaded my organization to you know, sign up for this. Well, as I say, I liked it. I liked the staff. I mean, once, you know, obviously we dealt with Daniel, and then obviously the onboarding people, Thomas and the team. I like the fact that you can ask a question on the system, you can email somebody, you can use, you know, it's just very, very supportive. And that's what I particularly like, because actually I was doing it on my own because of lockdown at the time. You know, I wasn't in a team with other people or anything like that. So I felt I had a team around me with the Better Impact team themselves. Value for money was definitely one of the reasons. We actually went for the standard edition to start with. You know, it is very, very good in terms of value for money, and was on budget. Easy to implement. Oh my goodness, yeah, okay, this is where a spreadsheet does come in handy, and you know, you put all your information about volunteers into that spreadsheet, you give it to Better Impact, and they upload the whole thing. They come up with usernames and passwords for everybody to start with, and we were dealing with 300 volunteers that we had to upload onto the system. So you know, it was no mean feat. So actually, again, the way that Better Impact do it certainly helped, and they helped, again, talking you through. So yeah, that was really, really good. So easy to implement. Top features, definitely. Gosh, scheduling. Oh my goodness, it is so easy. You can create templates, you can add shifts, you can even change the number of volunteers that are required per shift. You know, there's lots of things you can do with the scheduling. Feedback fields we like, because particularly when volunteers are putting their hours in, then they can, you know, give us feedback. So that satisfaction 1 to 5, how was your shift today, you know. And it was great this last week to be able to report a satisfaction level of 4.3333, because it just came out on the system and it was excellent. E-learning modules saved our bacon, basically, because coming back after COVID, we wanted people to do the health and safety awareness, the equality and diversity, our eyes and ears, all those essential modules that we would have normally done in person, but we did them via the system. It's given the whole organisation a different platform in terms of learning as well.